Nvidia may have canceled their rumored RTX 4090 Ti according to, what else? Another rumor. They're metastasizing.
I'm sorry, it's terminal.
I'm Riley Murdoch, this is TechLinked, and this claim comes from reliable Nvidia leaker Kopite7Kimi, whose name is unpronounceable and you can't convince me otherwise. Kopite7Kimi also said that they had multiple sources confirm that Team Green's next flagship, probably called the RTX 5090, unless Jensen has another midlife crisis and starts wearing flannels, will have a massive 512-bit memory bus. The last time Nvidia put out a card with one of those was in 2009, years before I gave up on shaving the full mustache I was cursed by a witch to grow every 24 hours. Do you think I wanna look like this? I do. Kopite also said that Nvidia would be coming out with new versions of the 4070 and 4060 with lower grade chips, most likely for the Chinese market. Wow, I mean, I can't even imagine an even worse 4060 will sell that well, but I've never been to mainland China. Border authorities don't let me travel because they're afraid of my curse spreading, and then all of humanity might end up looking like self-conscious Ned Flanders. Uncalled for, yet very true. AMD has unveiled the first laptop CPU with 3D V-Cache, the Ryzen 9 7945HX 3D, confirming previous leaks and rumors online, also confirming we should believe them every time apparently. The 7945HX 3D has a massive 128 megabytes of L3 cache, double the amount of the regular 7945HX non-3D. I wish they would put that in the name for me. So you might wanna get a headset for your next laptop because it might be hard to hear the game over the clap of your CPU's cache cheeks. And that's a Jacob original.
You're welcome, world.
In your world, literally everything has cheeks that can clap.
If they vaguely sound like then yes.
I wish. Or at least that will be the case if you buy the single laptop model that will feature the chip. That's right, what is potentially the best mobile processor for gaming is exclusive to a specific laptop from ASUS, and no one seems to know why. Adding 3D V-Cache is a great way to boost performance without needing to increase energy or cooling, which should make the chip an easy sell for laptop manufacturers. And yet, according to AMD themselves, for the foreseeable future, the 7945HX 3D will only be available in the Asus ROG Strix Scar 17X3D, the laptop with more branding than a cow raised by a farmer with amnesia. I didn't do that one yet. Come on. 7 automotive brands are teaming up to accomplish 2 goals. First, they want to bring a new EV charging network to North America, which to them just means the US and Canada, but that transitions us perfectly into their second goal, angering every geography teacher in the world.
Where's Mexico?
We lost them in the last aisle. They went looking for the baño. Now this is still a good thing. The yet unnamed alliance wants to install at least 30,000 high-speed EV chargers by 2030. That may seem a bit small, but right now in the US there are 32,000 chargers for 2.3 million EVs, and 21,000 of those chargers are Tesla superchargers. Now while Elon has promised to open 7,500 of those to non-Tesla EVs next year, and Tesla has made partnerships with several car companies to allow them to design future models to use Tesla's NACS charging port, Mommy Musk is still picking and choosing which of the kids at the sleepover get the good juice.
No Sammy D for you, Sammy.
Still no juice for Preston, he's in timeout. This new Council of the Seven will leverage public and private funds to try and create at least some of the 182,000 EV chargers that the US will need by 2030 to fill demand for electric vehicles. Meanwhile, us Canadians will have to wait for a later stage for any stations up north. But we're good at that. While America went to war for their independence in 1776, we waited 91 years and then politely asked.
You went pretty okay. Don't ask any more questions.
They gave it to us. Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Grammarly. At Linus Media Group, we often don't have the time to check for errors in grammar or tone due to our fast-paced production schedule, and also, we're super cool and not nerds. That's where Grammarly Go comes in. This helpful tool uses generative AI to boost our productivity when creating scripts and business emails by finding those errors for us. It works with all of our favorite apps, and you get 100 prompts per month completely free. And the set voice option lets us customize our communication style, because sometimes I want to sound like normal Riley, and sometimes I want to sound cool, like I wear sunglasses indoors. Sometimes I do. And the reply feature helps summarize emails and suggest responses to help us streamline our inbox management. To find out what Grammarly Go can do for you, sign up at grammarly.com/TL07 and receive a 20% discount on Grammarly Premium. It's time for 5 smaller stories that we like to call quick bits. So get ready. In That's Hardly Surprising news, Apple designed their pencils to not work correctly with third-party replacement iPad screens. Yep, see what I mean? As seen in a video from iCorrect, Apple has added a chip to their newer iPads that must be detected by the pencil or it won't be able to draw straight lines.
Maybe it's trying to be an ally.
Or it's trying to gaslight you into thinking you're drunk. Whoa, you drank a lot, are you okay? This practice of adding software locks to hardware, which Apple has done many times in the past, to make repairs more difficult, is apparently called serialization. Not to be confused with serialization with a C, which refers to the phenomenon of non-cereal breakfast foods slowly evolving into more cereal-like forms. It's serializing, no! Xbox has reportedly started suspending users who use emulators on Xbox Series consoles in retail mode, and even banning players who upload retail mode emulators to the Xbox store. This comes just 2 weeks after a group found a way to re-enable emulation on Xbox without switching over to developer mode, which costs a one-time fee of $20 and doesn't play retail games while active. So I was like, now that group is shutting down. I mean, sure, the Microsoft Store policy prohibits emulation, but on the other hand, that's a stupid policy because I don't like it. As Apple gears up to launch developer kits for the Vision Pro, we've gotten a good look at what it takes to get one. First off, you must use an app to measure your head and give your prescription for the lenses.
And then have a net worth of at least $1 million.
Yeah, basically. But once you have the device, it's so much simpler. All you gotta do is use it exclusively in a secured space, keep it a secret from your loved ones, keep it on your person or in iShot while in use, and lock it in a Pelican case when not in use, and keep it at the address it was shipped to unless you get Apple's written consent to move it. Wow, Apple takes security seriously. Maybe they should give some pointers to the world's military so their personnel stop leaking classified documents on the War Thunder forum.
Your tank isn't accurate enough. I have classified proof. Here it is.
Tesla has been exaggerating their cars' battery ranges for the last decade, with real-world ranges falling short of the advertised range by an average of 26%. Reuters reported the false advertising was a company-wide policy that came directly down from Elon Musk. The car's algorithms were programmed to give overly optimistic projections until they dropped below the 50% mark, at which point they would reflect a far more realistic distance. Los Angeles to Las Vegas? How about Barstow instead?
We can't stop here. This is backcountry.
Drivers, of course, noticed, and instead of advertising the correct ranges, Tesla created an entire secret team dedicated to suppressing the huge wave of complaints it was getting. It's like the A-Team, but for terrible customer service. And do you think there's too many streaming services? Well, NASA doesn't, because they just announced NASA Plus. It even has a trailer that tells you next to nothing, but it looks pretty cool.
Beautiful visuals. It's basically an Avatar movie.
It's like space. They elaborate on their site that the service will not just be free, but also ad-free, and it will give you access to their award-winning live streams and even original series. Here's hoping for the Shonda Rhimes-produced space drama Newton's Gravity, where Meredith Newton balances science and love aboard the International Space Station.
Dr. McDreamy or Dr. McSteamy?
I'm in love with an asteroid. What do I do? And I'm also hoping you'll be back on Monday for, well, not for more tech news actually, because LTX is this weekend and we're taking Monday off. But there'll be a talk linked, so come back for that. I just wanted you to know what you're getting yourself into.